Hey everybody, I'm Pastor Kit Bogan from the Kearney Free Church. I had the joy of speaking to your kids at Junior One Camp this week. We loved it. It was a great time. And I wanted to share with you some of what I got to share with your kids while we were at camp. We started our first session with talking about, can you grasp just how deep God's love is for you? Our theme verse was part of the session on the first night. It's Romans 8, 38 and 39. And I'd encourage you, write down these references, go find them in the Bible so that you can talk with your kids and see if they are grasping, taking hold of just how amazing and deep and big and wide God's love is for them. We also focused on Ephesians chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. And that's especially when we're talking about, do we have strength to comprehend just how deep and wide and wonderful God's love is for us? Because sometimes we doubt that. Our second session, we told the kids that God's love is deep enough to cover all their sin and full enough to spring up within them. We looked at the story of the prodigal son in Luke chapter 15 and the story of John 4, of the woman at the well in John chapter 4. I love these stories because they're so rich, they're so personal, and it's great even to walk through these with your kids and say, what do you think about these characters? What do you think about that son or that woman? Do you see yourself in their shoes at all? And do you trust that God would really cover all your sin? Do you trust that God can give you new life in Him? Our third session was an either or, and either our faith gets buried deep under all the, just getting crowded out by the things of life, and frankly, every adult knows what that's like too. We can get crowded out with all sorts of different things on our schedules, whether it's with school and work and sports and gaming, even religious things can crowd out that life that we're supposed to cultivate with God. Either our faith gets buried deep, or we dig our faith deep, putting our faith on a solid foundation of living out what God has told us to do. How important it is not just to be in God's word, but to actually do it. That's what keeps us secure and firm when the storms of life come. It was just this morning that we had our last session, saying anything hard at home only gets us ready for lasting glory up ahead. I don't know what might be going on in your lives, even as you're watching this video, but I want to encourage you with this hope as well. Sometimes we just get so afraid or bogged down or just determined, all this grit to say, I'm going to try to tackle all of my problems and issues and hardships myself. But when we turn our eyes not just on Jesus, but on the lasting glory that's to come, when He returns for us, when He raises us up with Him forever, it gives us a whole different perspective on life, in our life right now and the life that is to come. Thank you so much for sending your kids to Lake Lundgren for this week. We love being with them. We love getting into God's Word with them. I encourage you so strongly, keep this going. We need to be constantly refreshed with God's people in God's Word. If you haven't found a church yet, I'm sure somebody at Lake Lundgren would love to help you find a church in your area so you can keep on growing personally and with your kids. But we loved being with them and looking to Jesus together. Thanks for taking time for this video. God be with you.